Hello and welcome. I am back again in the park. Yeah, but this time there are two things really I want to talk about. Let me ask you a question. Do you know which country is the most popular country on the planet right now? I will let you to guess, but if you don't know, I will let you know. Rwanda is popular, and it has been in the news for about 3 weeks now. Every day, you switch on the radio, Rwanda. You turn on a television set, you hear Rwanda. But why is it though? It is very popular, and it's been in the news, not really for good reasons, I must say. But let me show you why it is popular. Yeah? So I asked you the question. Probably you know Rwanda, but this is the reason why Rwanda is popular. Look, have a look at this. Okay. And how about this? Okay. So, well, look, I think the Standard. This is a free newspaper every day. I'm telling you. But I will show you some more. Now let us go back to Rwanda. But also I want actually to ask you another question. Do you know the most hated woman in the world today? Maybe you know, maybe you don't. I'll give you a clue. This woman, her parents came from Uganda. But she was born here. She attended good schools. She worked her way up. And now she's the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, I believe. And her name is Priti Patel. She is very, very popular too. And of course, Boris Johnson. But okay, look, man, jokes aside. Now let me just put it this way. You see, about 100 years ago, or approaching 100 years ago, during the First World War and the Second World War, there were many treaties signed here in Europe, in Geneva. Now, one of those, among those treaties, was the one about human rights, which protects anyone on the globe running away from persecution. They are protected by those treaties here in Geneva. And it doesn't matter where you come from, though. So, and that law or treaty is very, very, very powerful. You cannot really joke around with it. Now, I do not understand how Priti Patel and Boris Johnson got this wrong. You know, Priti Patel took a trip to Rwanda to sign a treaty, to sign an agreement so that they can actually ship refugees or asylum seekers who are landing from the shores of, let's say, Calais, Dover, and yeah. So they actually thought that they could do it. But what they didn't know, that these treaties that were signed in Geneva, they are very powerful. You can't do anything. Look, okay, grounded. Let us have a look again. That's what I'm talking about. The plane that was to take off to go to Rwanda last week, it was grounded and it cannot fly. And probably it will not fly. But then again, Priti Patel and Boris Johnson, they know They know these things. So why did they proceed by, you know, by implementing whatever this policy is? But I've got one reason. I'm suspecting one thing. The thing is that British politics they're so complicated. Now, say for example, in 2014, there will be a general election. Tories want to remain in power. And I think this game is being played by both Labour and Conservatives. So they know if they bring in something that will grip people's imaginations and emotions, yeah, of course, they might win the elections again. And that is immigration. Every time there is elections, immigration comes in. And it looks like people don't even learn. They don't see that they're playing these games with people. Yeah, okay. So, Google these treaties, the Geneva Convention, especially on human rights, which was actually signed around 1930. I'm not going to go into the technicalities, but if you Google it, this is proper information. It's not really like cut and paste. No, you will find a whole lot of things about how they protect people, well, like us. Well, you see, look, I might consider myself, I'm not a refugee and I didn't come here as a refugee, but let me tell you, when I'm walking outside there, especially now, many people, they will see me as an immigrant. We will come to that. So, now, one thing I really don't understand, even my friends have been asking me for a long time, to make a video about this. No, I wanted things to cool down because I really wanted to figure out what are the African governments, or what is the African Union thinking about this. You see, it seems that things are a little bit cooled down. But then, when we look at Kagame, I don't know how he came to this arrangement. Because in the last video, I talked about Kagame. Kagame is the most respected president on the African continent. But now it seems that, I have spoken to people, they are saying, yeah, you know what, Kagame is a sellout. And believe me, these are actually people from all over Africa who live here in the diaspora. Yeah, it looks like there's some kind of betrayal. That's how people see it. But I don't know how you see it. I'm just relaying information and bringing you information which you might have already known or you haven't known. Now, Priti Patel is very, very adamant that she's still going to go on with the project or with the plan of putting people, as asylum seekers from the UK, put them on the plane, take them to Rwanda. Even when she knows the law, she cannot break that law. And nobody can actually, I don't even know how they are going to, to manipulate it. But this, now, it looks like it is a dead donkey. But what we want to know is this. How you as African people, if you are watching this video and you're from Africa or anywhere else, what do you think that policy does to say to Kagame's image? I'm just asking this question. I'm just here in the park, listening to birds as I always. That's what we call freedom. But some people do not have the freedom even to go in their own countries, go into a nice park and listen to birds singing. No, they don't have that. Yes, so now the question is, how do you see this policy? Does it really help Kagame, or Why did he do it? Okay, some people are suggesting that he did it for money. Because, you know, when Priti Patel went to Kigali, she went with a check of 150 million. 150 million pounds. Can you imagine? So you see, I don't understand how these British people think. You are taking 150 million pounds, but they could build a center here, and use that money to help the people who are actually running away from persecution, or build a processing center. That's what we are talking about. There are already centers for detention. So 150 million, yeah, but well, you know what? I don't know. I am not in Kagame's shoes, but I don't know whether I would take 150 million. I tell you why. Why I shouldn't take the 150 million pounds. Already, there are some young people fleeing from Eritrea, South Sudan, and some neighboring countries. Yeah, as you know, there is a war going on in Ethiopia, in the northern Ethiopia, to be specific, Tigray, where people really have been displaced. Many people have lost their lives, and they live in camps in Sudan for those who have managed to run away. Now, you put it this way. So if somebody was fleeing from persecution, and they come here, and then they are told, no, you can't stay here. You are going to be put on the plane and go somewhere else. How do you think these people take it? But there are some people here, it is all in the news, I think I can find it. It's in the papers. They are saying that some young guys, they are saying, no, they would rather die here rather than going to Rwanda. But what is not known, if Rwanda can come out and explain what is going on, they already have people there. They have got places where they house refugees. We know that, and we understand that there is about 103,000 who live in Rwanda. So it is there. And I have been watching also in the video on Al Jazeera and stuff, looking at the centers. Well, the centers really seems to be okay, but I think it is people have got this image that Africa is not stable enough, and this is what I'm saying. We people in the media, okay, with so-called media, we should help the rest of the world understand more, yeah, as what Africa is. So now everybody's hysteria. Some people are jumping up and down. They are saying, okay, Kagame's human rights policies is not good everywhere. There are those voices who are saying like so. But now, what I would like really to see is African media do not keep quiet. Liaise with the governments, write good stories, let the world know that whatever they're talking about Kagame or some parts of Africa, it is not true. But you know what? If people have got these images in their head, it is not very easy, especially these people here in Britain. You know, there is this group of people, Donald Trump actually described them as the poorly educated. Now, that group there, believe me, look, they feed on these papers. Here, look, I've got here the Daily Mail newspaper. This is the newspaper that feeds crap into people's minds. Yeah, I've just said it. Okay, well, this one is I newspaper, which is a little bit okay. I don't read it so much. I'm just looking at what the headlines are saying here. But if I show you, let me show you. Yeah, now this is actually a more respected newspaper, The Guardian. Oh, yeah, they are talking about the grounding the plane, and the plane is not taking off. And believe me, there will be no plane. There will be no plane going to Rwanda. That one we have to agree, because you have also to remember there are some people, there are some activists, yeah, I've got it right, who are on the street. Last Saturday, there was there was a demonstration about this issue here of refugees not to be sent to Rwanda. So, well, look, I am not defending Rwanda, but I know refugees going to Africa from abroad, it is not new. You have to remember, Israel, I think they have tried, but the project didn't succeed. Don't quote me on that. And apparently, Sweden also, they are trying to do the same thing. Now, what was I going to say? Yes, what I was going to say, sending refugees from different countries or European countries is not new. Look, during the Second World War, the British took Polish migrants to Uganda, to Tanzania, and Kenya. And if you go to Western Uganda in Bunyoro, there is a town called Masindi. Now in Masindi, during the Second World War, the British, or the colonials then, they actually brought about 4,000 migrants from Poland, but mainly children and women. And look, when they came, they built churches. They even until today, the monuments are there. So it is not very new. One thing is that we are not good at defending ourselves. So we are leaving the Western media to tell us what the situation is, and just feed us with all kind of information. But I am refusing to accept this. Yes, I know there are, of course, you know what, I cannot be 100% certain. But what I would have liked to see, African media coming and say, well, we have just been to Rwanda. This is where these people are going to stay. By the way, like Al Jazeera, what he's done is gone to the camp. They've shown where the refugees will be taken. But so why are people so against it then? Because they know, according to some sources, you know, the Western media they are there. When the Western media go to Africa, they do not go to look for good things. No. They like to dig in and find the bad things. So you will be hearing that the human rights condition in Kigali or in Rwanda is not good. You will hear a lot of things accusing Kagame of either killing his opponents and stuff like that. So that's what people know. Am I defending him? No, I'm not defending him. But I'm just saying that the planes, the planes are not flying to Rwanda. The ones that are carrying migrants. That is no good. It will take a long time. And this is where I just want to conclude and say this. Africa, we need to learn one thing. Law, the rules and the regulations and the laws. You see what it does here in Europe? If you come up with a shaky policy, it doesn't matter how kind of loopholes you are going to to come up with. They will go deeper and deeper, and they find out the reasons of defeating you. So this is a prime example. The High Court judge here granted access to Boris Johnson and Priti Patel. Yeah, he said they will be able to put people on the plane, but the law says no, you cannot. We are stronger than gravity. You see, the laws here, they are like glue. Yeah, the laws here are like glue. The plane is not going to fly. So we need to take these matters seriously. So as for now, but of course, you know the planes are not going to fly, and probably no refugees will be taken to Rwanda. As soon as we get some more information, but I don't like to jump on the wagon. I like things to cool down and see where we are. So now, yeah, we will come back with more. And thank you for watching. If you want to join me, you know I run a channel which I'm speaking on, Africans in London TV, but I call it AILTV. You want to subscribe to the channel, please do so. I also have got a Facebook page, which is Africans in London TV. I have got, by the way, I'm going to be on TikTok too, you know. I have managed to work it out. So I need to bring in some nifty stuff for here on TikTok. Now, yeah, but that's it. Send your comments onto my YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want to, you know. And then, or if you want to appear on my program, this is called Conversations for Change. Although I'm just talking to myself. Sometimes I love talking to myself. Yeah. So, Conversations for Change. If you want to be part of that, hey, come and join me anywhere. It could be in the studio, it could be in the park, but you know, these days it's, yeah, you know what? Because it is the summertime, we want to come out, listen to the birds, man. You know, you see what I'm saying? So, send your comment about this, Rwanda. It's not going to go away. On the serious note, this is going to take long. Yeah? I hope maybe you have learned something today. I will come with more, but I don't just want to bore you. But have a look at this before I finish. As I said, the planes are not going to fly. This is the church versus Boris Johnson. Bishop tell PM Rwanda flying shames the UK. I'm telling you, listen, man, this is the Bishop of Canterbury. Big guy. Now he's preaching about morals. Yes. The planes are not flying.